Hello the internet, my name is Laura and welcome back to my channel. You may have noticed that today we're at a slightly different angle. I am doing that craft project that I had been talking about doing, and so a lot of that is going to be aimed down, and so I wanted a little bit less of a weird angle, I guess. I don't know, I think it might still be a weird angle, but so basically what we're doing, we are taking some quick setting epoxy, clear epoxy, and some gold dust, and we are doing something called Kintsugi. This is not like anything like a traditional Kintsugi. This is kind of like the quick fix American Kintsugi thing. But basically what you do is you take clear epoxy, and you mix it with the gold, like gold powder, and then you take a piece of broken pottery, such as this beautiful self-watering pot, and then you put the epoxy on here, and so when you put this back together and put it in there, then the gold kind of squeezes out of the crack, which instead of trying to hide the crack, you're actually bringing some attention to it and saying, this was broken, we've put it back together, and the gold kind of makes it seem elegant. I don't know if it's possible you've seen pictures of this done before, but it really looks pretty when a piece is like broken and then they put it back together with this. And so I have a couple of pieces that I'm going to be doing with this, attempting with this, and so if you're interested in that, go ahead and stick around. Okay, so for the most part, this video required the most amount of like setup that I think really a video has ever required from me before. I am wearing my painting clothes, like clothes that I use when I have to paint. I have my desk covered in paper and like a paper cardboard container in order to keep this from getting on my desk here. And then I have I have some aluminum foil and cling wrap for mixing the epoxy on. And I have sandpaper. And I have a little stirring stick, and then I have gloves, and these are the little bowls that I'm going to use, but I'm going to I'm covering them in the aluminum foil and the cling wrap so they don't get any epoxy on them, and then I have all of my broken things that I'm going to be trying to fix. Basically, I watched a number of videos on this, on people doing this, with this version, and most of what they said a lot of things, obviously. One of the things that they said was, don't start on your most important piece. Don't start on that piece that you really want to fix and make look really nice with this. Start on crappy pieces, and that way if you screw up, you don't care. So, my crappy piece today is going to be this terracotta pot that fell one day and broke into 4 pieces. I was never able to find the 5th, but it goes together like so. That piece goes in there. I know you go in there. Don't you even lie to me. When I put these together earlier, it just kind of sat in there, and now it's not sitting in there. And then this little piece goes here. And as you can see, I lost like a triangle piece. I don't know what happened to it, but anyway, I'm going to try and put this guy together first, because truthfully, I don't care if this looks nice or not. I just want to see if I can get it done. And obviously, it's not really going to be usable because of this hole here anyway. But anyway, so that's the idea there. Now it's sitting together. You guys can't even see it. But obviously the epoxy is, it provides a strong and lasting bond, which means that I don't want to get it on anything that I want to not have epoxy on it. Anyway, and also this should, it says when it bonds properly, you have to have like a perfect ratio. That's why they have this little thing where you squeeze it and it like the exact same amount comes out of both tubes, and then you mix it together. They say when it cures, it shouldn't have any. It shouldn't be toxic in any way. It cures and it's just a thing. So I'm pretty sure that it won't cause any adverse reaction to my plants. But anyway, okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, this thing was in here. This is how it's shipped. I assumed it's like, in case it gets out, you don't get glitter everywhere forever. Basically I just Googled, powdered gold, and that's what I ended up getting. I don't know if it's a good brand, I don't know if it's a bad brand. I'm gonna open this and we're gonna hope that it doesn't go everywhere. Okay. It occurs to me that I don't know how I'm gonna get that out of there and into the epoxy. I assume I need like a little spoon or something. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. But for right now, there's a couple of things I gotta do. This is obviously the first time I'm ever doing this, so I'm kind of being a little like overly careful about stuff. They said use throwaway containers, like containers that you don't really care about, but I don't have any that I think will work for this, and so I'm basically just going to cover this with plastic wrap and then aluminum foil to give myself kind of a smooth surface to stir on, and then the epoxy shouldn't get through to the bottom, but that's basically what we're going to try and do. And use the other bowl. Push that in there. I know, it's like I know what I'm doing. I really don't. I mean, that's pretty flat. Get flat on the bottom here too, so that it actually sits. Okay. So that little guy should be protected now. Okay. The other thing that they said to do is to sand down the edges of whatever piece of pottery you're going to use. They didn't say what brand or what grit of sandpaper to use, so I'm using, this is a really fine one, 150. The higher the number, the finer the sandpaper is. I also brought a 60 grit. This one's like super rough, but I'm liking the way that this is making this look alrighty here, so interesting. It seems like there's a little piece of like stone that was in the clay. See it sticking right there? That's like when they put it together, and then now it happened to break there, and so you can actually see it. I also have my fan on because you're supposed to not like breathe in the fumes too much. I figure that will, I'm not in a very small room, so I figure that will help to air everything out pretty well. Or at least keep it moving around. I did also wash these because obviously they had dirt in them at one point. I know I should have brought a can of air down. Okay. I want to make sure that I have everything before I start. Do I want to... Maybe I want to have all the pieces ready before I start. So... Because I don't know how much I'm going to... Like, I don't know how much is going to get squeezed out. It says it takes overnight to cure, but it will bond in like, yeah, it sets in 5 minutes, cures in 1 hour. So I don't know how long that means I have to work with it before it, oh, don't swallow. Okay, got it. I don't know how long that means I'm going to have to mess with it. You know what, we're gonna do this one piece, because you have to do all the separate pieces separate. So I figured there's plenty of time to, I mean, like, we're just gonna do the one. We're gonna do the one and we're gonna see how it goes first. Okay, so, gloves. Oh, I only have 2 left. Okay, well, perfect. 2 by 2, hands of blue. Alright. What did I decide about that? I didn't decide anything about that. How am I going to get the glitter into there? Because I feel like if I do the thing, it's going to go... Okay. We're going to pause, you guys, then, and I'm going to go see if I can find something to scoop it out of there and into there with. Okay, we are back, and we are going to give this a try. Gloves. Okay. So my idea is to just take a little piece of like cardboard paper and scoop some and put it in there. I don't know. If this goes poorly, it goes poorly. That's why we do this. We're not doing it with our important piece. Yet. Oh. Oh, they've got like a little... There's a little popsicle stick, mini popsicle stick, I guess I would call that in there. Alright. Avoid contact with eyes. Wear eye protection. Avoid contact with skin. Wear protective gloves. Use in a well-ventilated area. Okay. I've got my glasses on. I don't think we're going to have a super big problem with that. But we're just going to have to see, I suppose. This is my little stirrer guy. Stir. Okay. And we know that these pieces go together like so. So those are the pieces we're going to put together first. And it says to put it only on one side, so there ain't nothing to it but to do it, folks. Alright, is this supposed to come off of here? Okay, that's closed. That's open. Aha! Okay. Alright, so we are squeezing some into there. And then putting the cap back on. How do I put the cap back on? Oh, okay, it makes it so that you can only put it the one way. That's going to be interesting. Okay. We're going to put some of this. I have no idea how much of this I need to put in there, so we're just going to do that. That's got glitter all over it. Alright, now I need to mix this up very well because it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so that was too much glitter, but that's fine. Alright, 1-to-1 ratio. All right, and putting this on one of the sides here, like so. Oh, I don't know how well you guys can see this. I didn't even think about that. Okay, so. Well, it definitely looks gold, for sure. And I could smell it. It definitely smells like you would expect it to smell. I mean, like, whatever you're expecting it to smell like, it smells like that. Okay. And stick that together, and then see it all comes out through the cracks. See, doesn't that look cool? All right, and then we hold it there. And I guess I'm gonna have to, not sure, because I don't want to put it down because then the bottom of it will get messed up, but maybe if I set it like that. Okay. And then this piece next, and that piece goes like that. Okay, so. Oh, I got it on the outside there. Now, this is, like I said, this is why we're doing it with this guy first. We're figuring out what problems we're having. Like when it kind of has a little run and then it goops onto the side and isn't as pretty. Okay. All right. Again, I'm not sure I'm doing this so that you guys can see it, but sorry. All right, so let's see if I do it like that. You can a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so that did not hold as well as I thought it was going to. Perfect. This is why we're doing this. Did that break? It did. All right, that's fine. All right, so this is why we do this. Because I would have been really, really sad if that had been my pot that I really want to fix. Okay. Oh yeah, it really is just not. So I'm just gonna have to sit and hold it? How long am I gonna have to hold it for? Because while I'm holding it, the, I assume that the glue over there is getting, Yeah, the video made it seem like you could stick it together and it would kind of stay, but no, it's really not. All right, so what do we do about that? If I put tape over it, it'll ruin the finish. Oh, and of course I have it all over the gloves now. Well, this is why we put gloves on. I'm very glad I put gloves on because I have it everywhere now, but it's not on anything important because of that. Okay, so we're letting this sit for 30. Oh no, it said it sets in a minute, right? Oh no, set time 5 minutes. Cures in 1 hour. Wonder if I should have some sort of a timer going. Nope. Wow, I really... Yeah, that feel like it doesn't have enough glue on it to keep it together anymore, but we're gonna give it a shot. There we go. I held that other piece together for a minute. I'm actually using the timer that's on my phone, because it tells me how long I've been recording or whatever. I'm actually using that as my timer. Okay, almost a minute. My fingers aren't getting stuck to this, which I guess is a good thing. Okay, so that's a minute there. Okay. So those pieces are kind of staying now. But I don't really want to mess with it because I feel like if I mess with it now, I'm going to break it again. Interesting. Alright, Alright, we're going to give it a shot. This is the experiment. Yeah, this is definitely, I can tell this is getting more set in the little thing, but I was expecting that because, I mean, it's sat around now for, how am I supposed to do this then? Am I supposed to make a tiny, tiny batch and then just do each piece and let it sit and cure? I mean, I guess I could do it like that. Because, you know, if this, we're gonna see how well this sets together if I leave it like this. Like, cause like I said, this feels like it's, oh, that's actually a good way to get rid of the little dupe. We're gonna see if this sets, if this will set together with, or if it just is already way too cured for it to do anything. Alright, alright, and that's about how much, it actually I feel like I have less than I thought I would. So, that's kind of interesting, because I feel like oftentimes you have more than you think you do. Okay, without putting any pressure on the other ones. Oh, huh. Feels almost like that's set already. Oh, no, not completely. You don't want to touch any of the, technically you don't want to touch any of the places. Isn't that funny? Yeah, no, really, wow. Together, together, together. I know, I'm trying to put as much of it together as I can at this point, just because I want to. Okay, so it seems like this is not completely unusable once it gets to this point, where it's like, it's almost more like a paste at this point. I do think that when I do the next set of this, I'm gonna have to change the angle on this, because you guys really can't see what I'm doing, like, at all. Okay. Oh, that is not sitting in there perfectly well. That is so annoying. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna walk away from this for a little while and let this set. I'm gonna let this set, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna decide where we're gonna go from here. Okay, so we are back. It's been a little while. I put the pot up there. It's still a little tacky, but it's not really moving around much anymore. Which I guess is good. So I was doing... Sorry, that's loud. So I was doing some stuff upstairs. One thing is that this is actually called Kintsugi. I was thinking Kitsune, which is a fox spirit, but Kintsugi. I'll put it on the screen so that you know how it's spelled. So first of all, I wanted to tell you guys that that was right. Second of all, I think what I'm going to end up doing is doing this just very, very slowly. Like putting out just a tiny bit and then sitting there and holding the piece for like the 5 minutes that it takes to cure. Because I just feel like that's the safest way to do it, because like this guy, you guys can't really see, this guy here, like, you know, he started coming apart a little bit, and now it's like glued in place, and just, I mean, it was a good attempt. You can kind of see what the effect was supposed to be, with like the gold coming out of the crack there, and it's supposed to be like an even line the whole way, and then like and so all the cracks would have like this even line of gold. Obviously, I just had trouble because I didn't hold it, and so it came apart and got put back together and then broke again and blah blah blah. So we are going to try this again, and we're just, like I said, it's just going to be a very slow process. Though saying that, the next piece that I'm actually going to do is this this guy here, which only has one piece in the first place. So we're gonna do just a little bit. We're gonna stick that on there. We're gonna wedge it in there, and Laura's gonna hold it. You guys are gonna need to be up just a little bit more. This is the other thing. I want you guys to be able to see this time. Okay, so up a little bit. You can see the glue, I guess, which might be kind of important, and then see me actually manipulating. Manipulating the this. Okay, so this is going to be a take 2. Hopefully my gloves still work. I don't know whether... Okay. I was kind of worried that the fingers would have gotten, like, stuck down in there. Oh, how sticky is this still? It's not really coming off. Yeah, because I also don't want any of the glue from the first one to get onto the outside of that guy, because that would also affect the look. Alright, it's still tacky, but it doesn't seem to be leaving anything. I should have more gloves, but I don't. So, we go with what we've got. Alright, so let's give this another shot. I feel like I shouldn't... Again, that's tacky, but I don't know if I should... You know what? I'm going to use my other guy. That's what I brought him for. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Use my little chopstick that I brought for my stirring and my pudding. Okay, so we're trying this again. Off. Okay, and then we're just doing enough for that. Okay. All right, and a little bit of powder. That's probably actually enough. Okay, so I'm stirring again, stirring very well, getting all the stuff together, or getting the mix together so that it will harden properly. And I'm trying to keep it on the side here because that way I don't have to replace this after every time. Okay, so now we are trying this. All right, and definitely made too much, but that's okay. I'd rather make too much than not enough. And I'm basically just coating the whole inside of this. Including that little guy there. Okay, let's see how that works. Switch hands. Not touching. Put it in place, squeeze it out. Okay, and now don't move. You guys can see that. Okay, so we're actually going to, it is 6:48 right now. Though really, this guy probably won't, because I'm not going to be doing anything with it. I'm probably just going to hold it for a minute and then just let it sit, because it really, you might have seen earlier, I put the piece in there and then it just kind of sat there, so I'm not as worried, but I definitely want to get a good bond on it by holding it down really well. And then I can just let it sit, so. All right, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, so take our finger off. Pull it away with the glue. Okay, perfect. All right, we're gonna set this like all the way back here. No, we're not gonna. There's a place that I can put this that I'm not gonna knock into it. I just have a horror of myself knocking into this. Okay. Okay. It is in a place that I cannot knock into. And I don't think I got any on me that time, so the next thing that I wanted to do, and I don't know if this is going to work. I got this beautiful blue bottle from my brother-in-law, and I tried gluing it together with just like super glue, and it did not stay. And so what I want to do is get the super glue off of there and then actually try and do this and see if it'll work, because I mean, it's not like I can pretend that it didn't break at this point. Actually, I'm pretty sure I remember that when I put this thing together, I want to put together, yeah, I want to put these two pieces together first and then that piece. So these are the pieces I really should be messing with right now. That doesn't look like that has any glass or any of this stuff on it at all. Okay, so how's this feeling? Oh no, we can still work with that. Okay. Alright, we're gonna give this a shot. Sorry. Maybe I should have put it on the other side. I thought because I was right-handed I should put it on this side, but I guess technically I'm holding it in my left hand, so... Yeah, we're just covering all of that. Might as well just keep it in there, make sure we get a good... Got enough in there to make a good bond. Okay. And together. Alright. It actually looks really nice against the glass there. Oh, fudge. Darn it. I touched it on the back with my finger. Okay. Keep our fingers out of it. At least it's on the back and not the front. This one is definitely a lot of sitting around waiting. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I should have put a little bit more toward the end there. Though actually, I guess I didn't really want to because the end is actually the end that's going to go in there, so. You are touching it again. Stop it. Okay, let's do it like that, and then I won't have to worry about my finger touching it. I actually have no idea how I'm going to put this one down. I'm going to have to wedge it into something because I can't put it on the back or the front because then it won't be sitting flat. I should have thought about this before I started. Okay. Basically, I just need some place that I can just leave it like this, because then it'll just stay upright and not move. I just wiped some glitter away, and now I have gold all over everything. I knew that that was going to be a problem with this stupid glitter. Ugh. Okay, let's move you guys. We're going to do... Next piece is putting this back together. You guys are just all over the place today. I have never used any of these camera angles before. I do still have to be able to see, so I know what I'm showing you. Okay, so this, while I am waiting for that to cure, because I want to see how well it does before I try and put it onto the next piece, this is the actual pot about which I care. This is a pot that I bought from Planting Memories' shop, and it broke in transit into an unfortunate number of pieces. And it is absolutely beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. And so I'm going to be trying to put this back together. And one of the things that you obviously need to do is do what they call a dry fit, where you figure out where all the pieces go before you try and put them back together, and that way you can just grab it and kind of put them together. And I had done that with the other pieces. So it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. The unfortunate thing about this is that it also lost all these tiny little pieces. Like, I kept them all. They're all in here. Because it broke in this thing and then I never really took it out. But... And the other problem is that it actually broke on one of the, like, it's a hanging planter, and it actually broke on one of these pieces like this. So I'm going to have to like wedge this in there. I guess if I wedge it on like that, it'll stay out of the way, and then glue it like so. Okay, so there's one of the pieces. That one's kind of obvious where that one goes. Alright, that's a bottom piece. And also to be careful not to pull any of these, pull it off because they're all attached. Okay, so that's gonna what, go there? Yep, there. Okay, so that piece goes there. And then, okay, so that piece goes there. What do we got? It's one of these. No. If we look, we can see, okay, that looks like that piece. Yeah, that's that piece. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna put that piece, It's not the other side of this, is it? Ooh, oh, that's where the big break is, yeah. That's okay, we'll fix that. I know I have all the pieces. Oh, maybe it just wants this. Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Okay, and then that's okay, and then that's the majority of the pot. Okay, so I think... Okay, we're fine, we're fine. I think I can do those two pieces. We want to do those two pieces because they could actually sit, like, I could leave the thing sitting. Like that. I could glue that all together and then just leave that sitting like that, and then it could cure. And then... I don't know where any of these pieces come from. Okay, so we're going to move you over here, because you're those pieces. Okay, and so we know that this guy goes here. We're going to leave the thing out of it for now. So are you... Because that piece went in that side, so this is the side that doesn't have everything yet. So you're that piece. Okay, so that guy goes there. And then what do you look like? You look like that, or so you're there. Okay. And then so that thing goes like that. I almost feel like I need to glue those three. No, because then I won't be able to set it. If I glue this piece first, and then just let that dry. So I think I'm going to do this piece, and then I'm going to do these three pieces in one set. And then, oh, I guess that means that this piece probably goes, because that goes over there, so this piece probably, no? This piece? That piece goes there, so then I could glue this piece there and that piece there, and then hopefully stick them together. I'm probably gonna do this in multiple days, actually. Like, I'm gonna put these couple of pieces together. I'm gonna put those pieces together and these pieces together, and then let it set for like 24 hours until I know that it is good, because it says it cures in 24 hours. Like, it completely cures in 24 hours. And then I'll come back and put the other pieces together and try and put them together, because otherwise it's just all gonna fall apart, and that doesn't work. So we're not gonna do that. Okay, so that's gonna be the next step. Okay, so once again, we're trying this from a completely different angle. Alright, just want to make sure that I understand where all these pieces are gonna go and how. Before I mix up. I thought this went on this side. Did it go on this side? No, it has to go on that side. Oh, it went this way. That's what the problem is. Okay. It's like, I already did this. Okay, so that's gonna go together like that. Yeah, we're gonna put that piece on first, and then just, because I can wedge that piece in without having to really mess with much, and I can just hold it like that. I did actually go and I looked at the piece that I did. Actually, I can come show it to you. I stuck this piece and then I put it over there to like dry, and it actually, let's see if I could show it to you. It actually slid a little bit here on the, like it's not, it slid down a little bit. It's now to a point where I can't move it, but like it means that I should have set it like, basically like this, so that it wouldn't slide due to gravity or anything like that. And it'll be fine, because this wasn't in a spot that's really messing with anything. Oh, I got a better finish on the bottom than I did on the top. That's okay. It still looks pretty cool. All right. But anyway, it means that when I put these down to dry, I'm gonna want to make, I'm not gonna want to leave it like that. I'm gonna have to like set it like as straight up and down as possible. The other thing that I realized is that these are tied on, so I don't have to put that in there and glue it. I can just tie it on there after I'm done, which is of immense relief for me, because then I don't have to mess with it. And possibly get the string all screwed up and all kinds of stuff like that, so yay. Okay, so, well, I definitely want to say that I am really glad that I practiced this, because I think I have enough. I mean, there's still no guarantee that this isn't going to go horribly wrong, but I definitely feel more confident about my ability to be able to do this without, like, super screwing it up. I'm pretty sure these are dry, yeah. I just have enough of an idea now of what can go wrong and all that kind of stuff, so. Okay. Get our gold glitter that's going to be everywhere forever. And this guy, okay. And, all right, pour. We're going to go with about that much. We're going to turn that over and put it on this way, because it likes to just kind of fall out, so. And then we're going to put a little bit, that's too much, of glitter, powdered glitter in there. And we're going to stir. And the other glue that's over there, or epoxy, is like set, so that's, it should not mess with this in any way, but that's why I put it over there, so that I could do this without having to mess with that one any. Alright, make sure we get all the stuff in from the edges everywhere. We want it to be as mixed as possible so that it cures properly. That's how you get the best cure, is by having it be the best mixed. I mean, not exclusively, but... okay. Alright, we are going to put it on... You know what, we're going to put it on this edge. So I can hold it up. Look at how beautiful that view is. That's actually too much on there. I don't want that much. I want it to goop, but I don't want it to really goop. Yeah, you want like enough in there that it like goops out the sides, but not so much that it like runs all over the place. It's like an odd, it's like a very definitive certain amount. Which is another one of the things you learn by practicing first, so. Okay, and then this piece, I don't want too much down here. Okay. Okay. Just gotta do it, Laura. No, let's do it like this. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so now we're gonna let this sit for a while. Okay, that's 2 minutes-ish. Oh, darn it. Well, there's nothing I can do about that now. I used too much, and it dripped out on the other side, so. Kind of a shame. Oh well, we're just gonna see that as part of the beauty of it, so. Alright, and we want this to sit as like that as possible. So I'm gonna go find a place over there that I can do that. Ooh. Yeah, so I actually think that might have been just a little bit too, like, loose. And that's why it dripped so much. That, and I also put way too much in there, so we're just gonna we're gonna try not to put as much in this time. This is definitely much more, this is definitely much more set than that one was. Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a really nice clean line. I like that a lot. Unfortunately, it's on the bottom of the pot, so who cares? Okay. Alright, so I need this side and this side. Oh, wow. Okay, nope, that's gone. So we're gonna let that sit. Okay, so if I prop this up just a little bit, then it's basically sitting straight up and down. Alright. Oh yeah, that's a much better edge. Okay, so tomorrow, part of it will be letting it sit for just a little bit after I mix it to let it cure. Alright, so I will see you guys tomorrow in a couple seconds. Okay, so it is the next day, and I have let all this stuff harden. And I'm actually really impressed with the bond. Like, I'm obviously not, like, using my full strength, but I'm pulling pretty hard, and that's pretty solid. Even this guy that ended up looking yay first attempt, like, this pot's, like, together now. Like, it's not going anywhere. Technically, I could still use it, assuming I did something about that hole there. I think there's a thing where you can actually, if you put like tape over that, like if I put tape across on the inside, then you can like fill in the hole with the epoxy, and then it will like fill that hole in. But since I don't really care about this pot, I'm probably not going to worry about it all that much. But that's kind of cool. And I was even impressed that the glass, because I wasn't sure how well that was going to do, that's really good. I mean, like, that's stuck together. And so today I'm going to be, well, number one, we're going to put these two back, because those two I'm done with. Those are where they're going to be. So today I'm going to be doing the last pieces of this little guy is gonna go in here. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then these two pieces are gonna go together. That's the piece, that thing I would have done yesterday if I had still had some glue. And then I think they go on here somewhere. They go, yeah, they go onto there. I want to try and get these into two pieces, like completed, and then the next day I'm gonna stick the two pieces together, because this is a really long edge that I'm gonna have to do. So I want that to be fairly fresh. So, and if I put this little piece in here, I don't think I'm going to have to hold that for the full minute. So I'll be able to put that piece in there and then stick that piece on there. And then stick that piece on there. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm hoping to be able to do all of that. And then possibly doing it in 2 rounds. I can do one where I do these 2 pieces, and then one where I do this piece and this together. So that doesn't seem too unreasonable. I'm also, you may have noticed, not wearing my painting clothes. After actually doing it yesterday, I am less concerned about suddenly getting that paint on my clothes. I mean, it could definitely still happen, especially when I dropped that one piece yesterday. So, you know, don't wear anything that's too nice. Obviously, not that you really would be anyway, I would think, but I don't know. But definitely the gloves. Because, like, I've gotten super glue stuck on my hands before, and that's really annoying, but that's not as severe as this stuff. Like, this stuff, like, when I put it in here, I didn't notice until later, but sometimes when I would put it in here and stir it, and it would actually bubble. I'm pretty sure that there's, like, a heat reaction going on there. Not something you want to get on your hands. So just, you know, be safe about that. And definitely don't do it in a small room. The fumes started getting to me, like I said. I could smell it. And this is a fairly large room, and I had my fan on, and, you know, I was still, like, I went upstairs just to make sure that I was okay for a while I was moving videos around and stuff. So just be aware that if you do this, you know, this is what I've learned. Learn from my wisdom. Learn from my mistakes. Something like that. Okay, so okay, so that piece is there. That piece is there. Oh, okay, never mind, that just moved. Alright, just leave it right like that. Okay, no touchy. And then, I wish there was a better way to do this. Basically, I'm just propping it up on stuff so it looks like it's on the angle that is as much up and down as possible. That's not gonna work. Alright, there. That's a little bit more straight up and down. Okay. You know what? Now, if I go away and come back in maybe like a half an hour, we'll test that and see if that's set enough that I feel like I can put the other piece on top of it. Are you moving? Okay, no. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go away and come back in about a half an hour. I've got some other stuff that I need to do down here anyway. I didn't get any glue on the glove this time, so I'm getting better at that. But still wear your gloves if you're gonna do this, because, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna leave that. All right, I'm turning off the camera. Okay, so it's been a while. And now we're gonna be coming back into getting this guy on there, like so, and putting that glass bottle together. So, on to, I forget what step this is. It's a high step. Step the next. Well, I did just find out that I can actually manipulate my phone with these gloves on. I accidentally went to do it, and then it worked, and I was like, what? Okay. No being sticky. No being sticky. You're only supposed to be sticky where I want you to be sticky. Very specific sticky. I definitely am getting better at this as I go. Maybe not the camera angle, but... Okay. Straight up and down-ish. Up, running again on the inside. I guess, like, the inside doesn't matter quite as much. Okay, so we're gonna do this on this side. Alright. Oh wow, that got really overexposed. Okay, well, sorry about that, but... Okay. Oh wow, that's actually really cool looking. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Okay, so now we're just gonna hold this in place. Okay, so that is what I'm gonna do for today. Yeah, wow, that does, I mean, that's the point, I guess, is that it sets up pretty... That's actually an interesting look. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do for today. And then tomorrow we're going to come back, and the only thing left is going to be putting these pots together. So putting that pot with that pot. I know, you're not sitting in there perfectly, but you know what? I'm happy with this. It definitely hasn't gone perfect, but definitely has not gone as bad as that first pot. I think it's going to be beautiful when it's done, truthfully. Oh, well, that's not good. I just pulled the tip off my glove there. I've been doing pretty good at not touching the epoxy at all. So we'll probably be okay. But we'll just have to see tomorrow. So, okay. So, bye for today. Okay, so it's a couple of days later because some other stuff has come up, and all these guys are, like, really, like, I'm pulling pretty hard, and that's definitely not coming apart. So they're nice and set now, and there's a couple of different ways that you can do this next, like, you can either leave it like this, where, as you can see, like, the epoxy kind of comes out, it's gooped out on there, and then you can either leave it like that, or you can apparently go in with a razor blade and then cut that excess off of there so that it's not like gooping out. And I'm not sure, because when I did this one, and so this pot is back together, so I mean I can use it now. When I put this pot together, like I got a couple of lines like that. I really like the line on that where the glue just came out, the epoxy came out just a little bit. But then over here on the side, it kind of dripped, like as it was drying, as it was setting, and I just don't think that that's quite as attractive. The inside I don't really care about. There's a lot of whatever going on in there, but obviously there's going to be a pot that goes inside. I'm going to probably end up using a nursery pot and putting that in here, and then just using it with a nursery pot in it. So I'm gonna practice taking the excess, because I feel like I might scratch it, but I don't know. I'm gonna practice taking the excess off on this one that I just don't care about. And then see. So okay, no, we're not cutting toward ourselves. That's stupid. Why would we do that? I used to have a little thing that held these. I can't find it anymore. See, that's gonna... Okay, so we're taking the glue off. That's leaving a weird line on there, but that might be because it's terracotta, and so it's actually cut into there, or it's like, because this is so porous, it's actually like sucked into that. Whereas on a ceramic like these guys, there wouldn't be a color change underneath the glue. It's actually doing, it's not scratching it as much as I mean, I guess if you go like that, yeah, that like scratched it, but if you just kind of go like this, I'm just scraping the, and my hands are out of the way, I'm just scraping that off. I don't know, I almost feel like I just want to go ahead and leave the gold on there. I mean, this is really kind of messy. Maybe I can just clean up a little bit of that. I wonder if I can. No, don't you roll anywhere. That's just silly. I mean, it's already messy looking, so if it messes up a little bit more, it's not really going to be the end of the world. I kind of wish I still had the razor blade holdy thing. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. It's just coming very slowly. Actually gonna try this piece here because, again, this one I care a little bit less about, just because, oh, see, that's coming off a lot easier than off the terracotta. Ooh. So yeah, taking the gold off definitely reveals the break a little bit more, which, I mean, duh. But I'm basically just taking that right off of there. And then there are some, because I watched a bunch of videos on this, just because I always do that when I'm researching something. I watch a whole bunch of videos, see how a whole bunch of different people do it, and then I decide on which method I like the best. Because there's like a whole bunch of ways you can do this. There were some people who did this with, like not clear epoxy, and then you just put it together, and then afterward you took a paintbrush, and they actually used gold paint, like metallic gold paint that you can get, and then just painted over the crack once the epoxy had set. And then there were some others who did it like this, and then they cut this off like this, and they cut this off like this, and then put more, painted more on there. Let's see, did I actually cut on the... No, I didn't. Interesting. Anyway, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, and I think I'm going to... The further I get into doing this, the more I think I'm just going to leave the other pot. I'm just going to leave the gold squeezing out. Because I don't like this look quite as well. And I am not... At this point, I'm not really interested in doing another step to, like, paint over this. But since this one is, since this one it's up here and it won't affect the plant or anything like that, I figure it doesn't really matter all that much. So, okay. So I think this is going to be the end of this video. It was definitely an interesting experiment to try. And truthfully, like if I ever have any other pots that I like that end up breaking, I probably would do it again. Just because it puts it back together. It kind of adds a little bit of visual interest to it, you know, like, it's pretty cool. And then you get a pot that works again. But you're not trying to make it look perfect, so it's okay that it doesn't look perfect. But it's okay that it doesn't look perfect because it's still functional. It's still beautiful. And I assume that if I did this longer, like if I did more of these, I would get to the point where I would know how long I need to let it set before I start putting it over in order to get these, just the neat little bit out of there, like without it running around all over the place where it just kind of falls down. But anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you want to ask me any questions about this, obviously I don't know a ton, but if you're curious, go ahead and, you know, I can give you what tips I can. You know, if you'd like to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.